Hi everybody, Chris Titley here and welcome to Scoreboard.
This episode is powered by Swyftx, Australia's top-rated crypto exchange and proudly homegrown, just like many of the athletes and business leaders we feature on Scoreboard.
These Scoreboard Live mini episodes were recorded on the 29th of October 2025 at the MCG in Melbourne as part of the Sports Tech Conference powered by STWS. Hi, it's Chris Titley here. We're live with Scoreboard Live here at the MCG with Will Tuffley, who is driving the sports division at BDO in Brisbane. Will, great to catch up. Two Brisbane people having a chat at the MCG, mate.
Yeah, how good.
Mate, what are you doing here?
Mate, so just trying to get a bit of understanding what's happening within that sports tech ecosystem. So probably two lenses there, one from like an athlete wellbeing perspective with what we're doing at BDO around trying to help that athlete wellbeing from moving the athletes from I suppose athlete to business. So really keen to sort of help grow that and the services we're providing there, but then also businesses within that sports tech world as well. So trying to help them and understand what they're doing, and if we can help from an accounting, compliance, advisory type area, then yeah, great.
What sparked the interest to get into sport?
I sort of played a fair bit of sport as a junior, sort of played semi-pro stuff when I was younger. So being involved in it as a country kid, sort of from the get-go, and two brothers. And then I sort of wanted to do the Jerry Maguire route, to be honest, and I sort of almost wanted to go down there, but then got to professional
Just show
service.
me the money.
That's it. So that was sort of initially the inspiration, and then from there felt like we could do a bit more from an accounting advisory perspective and sort of work with the athlete long term rather than just sort of during that career period.
What's some of the gaps and problems that you see with athletes entering the workforce, finishing their career, and I suppose some good stories as well?
Yeah, I think what we don't do well is we don't educate them on how good they are and the qualities that they actually have going into a workforce. So, and I think AI, if anything, is going to help bridge the gap between, say, a certificate or a qualification and getting them into the workforce. So we probably don't do a great job there. But I also think we probably are not proactive around getting it in early around their mindset, their purpose as soon as they go into sport. So if we start that journey, but start that from the very beginning rather than on the back end of the career when they're coming to the end, it'll create a great impact and probably help smooth out that move from business.
I'd imagine it'd be reasonably lonely too as an athlete, finishing their career, being in such a high-performing team background where things are given to you, but then now you're an individual in the real world, but having a good team around you, helping you with things you don't understand, would be sort of a competitive advantage for them.
Yeah, and I think that's what's hard is I think we've created like this sports bubble, as they call it, to sort of help make their, get at that high performance level, but that doesn't help them when they have to be sort of real humans, as I sort of refer to them. So I think tapping into that human element while they're an athlete is really important.
One of the traits one of the things which a number of these athletes have said that has gone missing when they finish sport is the competitiveness, and they miss the competitiveness somewhat. Are you a competitive person, and do you, with these sport athletes, do you go, right, we're on here, I'm competing with you, and show them a little bit of like, right, come on, step up?
I think anyone who's been involved in sports, that can, like, I miss that grind of Monday to Friday, busting my ass, and then getting that reward of sport on the weekend.
The dopamine hit of winning, or the losing of
So I think we just have to be sort of get the athletes to be humble enough to recognise, hey, I'm not going to be in front of 100,000 at the G anymore. How can we sort of get that drive, get that purpose-driven excitement again through something else?
And when it comes to sort of accounting firms and wealth platforms, etc., there's not too many service providers playing in sport. What do you think BDO has an advantage, and why are you, I suppose, the future of sport and business?
Yeah, I think we can span across a fair bit of business, so we can sort of help sporting organisations through to the individual athlete. So I think just given where we are within the accounting market, we can sort of service everywhere, which is really, really handy. And then we've just got some industry advice. Like, we're very big on our advisors being industry specialists just as much as being accounting. And I mean, the numbers can get a bit boring sometimes, but if we can add some value through industry expertise, and that's sort of the benefit of coming to events like this. There's not much on accounting here, but I can get a bit of understanding, well, what's happening in the industry, get some nuances there. Hopefully that gives our clients a better outcome in terms of how we can deliver our advice.
And mate, let's go back a month or so in Brisbane. What a time to be alive. The Bronx, the women Bronx, Lions.
I'm a Canberra Raiders fan, so it actually did hurt me.
One of the greatest games of NRL history,
It did hurt me a little bit. But
you won twice, by the way, before we won the third time.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, it's been awesome for the town, right? Like, I think we love getting around when the Lions are doing really well. It's one of the best supported teams in Brisbane, right? So, yeah, awesome that Brisbane's doing really well and we're on the map.
And now we just need a little precinct like this in Brisbane, right?
Yeah, well, it's all sort of, hopefully it's all starting, the ducks are starting to align and there's some bit of impact there. And I think we're getting to a point now where we do have to start getting stuff, but at the same time, we've had a bigger runway, so it's almost like we've had more time to talk crap about what we're going to do. It's always been a
100-day review and this and that.
Whereas a lot of towns, cities have only just got the Olympics at this point in time. So we've actually done probably a lot more background work than probably people give appreciation for.
And mate, the social media side, a different element to sport. Not you and I growing up, definitely wasn't around then. No. How important is that now in terms of brand building and brand equity for athletes?
Yeah, really important. I think one of the interesting topics they talked about before is, especially with the emergence of female sport, how much it's actually a lot about the individual athlete, even within a team, versus
within a league, right? So you got a league, you got the team and the individual.
Whereas
right?
with the male sport, it tends to definitely be about the team a lot of the time. It's not about the individual, and a lot of the time there's more almost blowback around individuals in themselves. So interesting. From like the women's game will be a very different market from that perspective until obviously it continues to grow.
And mate, we do this podcast in a year's time. Where would you like your practice to be in the sporting division within BDO?
Yeah, I think just being able to help deliver to more clients. In the end, we want to be able to give our expertise and help them along that, along their business journey, and love to be sort of, actually seeing some social behavioural change within athlete world around that move from sport to business. Like if we can start cleaning up that and seeing some really good outcomes, that'd be awesome.
Will, great to chat, mate. Go and enjoy the conference. Thanks. There's noise everywhere. There's lots of things to be done, lots of network to be had. Good to catch up.
Legend. Thanks, Chris.